Dominik Mysterio to ditch Liv Morgan for Rhea Ripley at Raw on Netflix? Dominik Mysterio and Liv Morgan have had a thrilling year in WWE, marked by their rise as an on-screen power couple since Dirty Dom's shocking betrayal of Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam 2023. Since then, the duo has made waves in the WWE universe, dominating multiple stars and capturing the spotlight in their respective storylines. Morgan's captivating reign as the Women's World Champion has been a defining moment in her career, solidifying her status as one of the top stars in the women's division. However, recent developments on Raw have hinted that this partnership may be on the verge of unraveling, leaving fans questioning what the future holds for Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio. The brewing tension surrounding the couple came to the forefront during this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Morgan and Ripley have been locked in a fierce rivalry, with their intense feud set to reach new heights at the season premiere of Raw on Netflix. The two stars will face off in a last woman standing match for the Women's World Championship.
If you love your father, then subscribe the channel, and those who love me show your love by liking and subscribing.
Promising an explosive clash for the gold. Fans are eagerly awaiting this highly anticipated showdown, but recent backstage interactions have hinted at a possible disruption in Morgan's reign as champion. In the latest edition of Raw, the Judgment Day faction once again took center stage in a backstage segment that has sparked a flurry of speculation among fans. The faction has been on shaky ground for several months, with growing friction between its members, particularly between Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. The tension in the group has been palpable, and the possibility of betrayal has always loomed large. As the storylines evolve, it seems that Finn Balor may play a pivotal role in the next chapter, potentially costing Morgan her hard-earned title. The biggest twist, however, could come from Dominik Mysterio himself. In a shocking turn of events, it appears that Dirty Dom might be on the verge of betraying Liv Morgan and returning to his former alliance with Rhea Ripley. This would be a massive bombshell for Morgan, who has relied on Mysterio by her side throughout her championship run. The potential split between the two could shake the foundations of their partnership and leave Morgan vulnerable in her high-stakes match against Ripley. Fans were quick to pick up on an intriguing detail during Raw's backstage segment. An eagle-eyed viewer pointed out several items in the background that were strongly associated with Rhea Ripley, signaling that the Judgment Day still very much belongs to her. This subtle visual clue has only fueled speculation about the group's future dynamics. Is it possible that Ripley is slowly regaining control of the Judgment Day? Could this be the beginning of Dominik Mysterio's eventual return to Ripley's side, leaving Liv Morgan behind? While it's impossible to say for sure whether the WWE intentionally placed these Easter eggs to hint at future developments, it's important to remember that Triple H has a long history of planting subtle clues that lead to major storyline shifts. The involvement of small details, like the items tied to Ripley, suggests that there might be more than meets the eye. If this is indeed a tease for what's to come, fans should brace themselves for some major shifts in the storylines involving Morgan, Mysterio, and the Judgment Day. As the narrative unfolds, the possibility of Dominik Mysterio betraying Liv Morgan to reunite with Rhea Ripley adds a layer of intrigue to the already intense rivalry between Ripley and Morgan. Their last woman standing match at the season premiere of Raw could prove to be a pivotal moment in shaping the future of the women's division, and if Mysterio does indeed turn his back on Morgan, it could have a profound impact on both characters' journeys. For now, fans are left to wonder what will happen next in the saga of Dominik Mysterio, Liv Morgan, and Rhea Ripley. The tension within the Judgment Day is clearly reaching its breaking point, and it remains to be seen whether Morgan can retain her title or if she will fall victim to the chaos surrounding her. One thing is certain. WWE is once again crafting a storyline full of twists and turns, and the outcome of this feud could have far-reaching implications for the entire roster. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan's feud has been one of the most captivating storylines in WWE over the past year, drawing significant attention to the women's division and keeping fans on the edge of their seats. Their intense rivalry has been marked by high-stakes matches, dramatic twists, and a deep personal conflict, making it one of the most engaging aspects of WWE programming. However, as the feud continues, some fans are starting to feel that the company may be stretching the storyline beyond its natural conclusion. This week's episode of Monday Night Raw provided a potential indication that the rivalry between Ripley and Morgan could soon be coming to an end. The final promotional package that aired during the broadcast seemed to suggest that the saga would conclude on January 6th. Both Ripley and Morgan were seen in the package declaring it has to end, signaling that their battle would reach a dramatic conclusion at an upcoming event. This has led many fans to speculate that the two stars are set to settle their differences once and for all, bringing a close to a chapter that has defined the women's division for much of the last year. Despite this, the suggestion of a conclusion is still very much speculation at this point. WWE's creative team, led by Triple H, has proven time and again that it can keep fans guessing with unexpected twists and turns in long-running storylines. While both women have been locked in an intense rivalry for months, it remains unclear whether WWE plans to wrap it up in a satisfying manner or continue to drag out the tension for longer. The feud between Ripley and Morgan has already seen its share of memorable moments, including Morgan's rise to prominence as the women's world champion and Ripley's constant challenge for the title. Their matches have often been hard-hitting and filled with drama, making each encounter feel significant. However, as time goes on, the ongoing conflict between them could risk losing its emotional impact if it continues for too long. Fans are now left wondering whether the January 6th match will indeed be the end of their rivalry, or if WWE will have other plans for these two stars in the coming months. Will Ripley reclaim the title, or will Morgan continue to hold her ground? Only time will tell how this saga unfolds, but it's clear that the upcoming bout could mark a major turning point in the women's division, for better or for worse. The feud between Ripley and Morgan has already seen its share of memorable moments, including Morgan's rise to prominence as the women's world champion and Ripley's constant challenge for the title. Their matches have often been hard-hitting and filled with drama, making each encounter feel significant. However, as time goes on, the ongoing conflict between them could risk losing its emotional impact if it continues for too long. Fans are now left wondering whether the January 6th match will indeed be the end of their rivalry, or if WWE will have other plans for these two stars in the coming months. Will Ripley reclaim the title, or will Morgan continue to hold her ground?
If you love your father, then subscribe the channel, and those who love me show your love by liking and subscribing.